A winter storm warning remains in effect for western New York this afternoon. It is continuing to snow in downtown Buffalo and across the Northeast. Take a look. This is a live look over downtown. You can see the snow is coming down. It's looked a lot like that all day, Kaylee. It really has not stopped. We do have team coverage for you on News 4 News 4's Angela Cristoforos is tracking which areas are getting hit the hardest, and Callan Gray has a live look at conditions on the road. But first, let's get straight to meteorologist Kaylee Wentz with a look at your forecast. Kaylee, what are we looking at right now?
So right now, there's still obviously snow falling pretty heavily across most areas in western New York. Some of the lightest spots where snow is falling is south of the city across the southern tier, which of course is pretty ironic because usually in a lake effect event, those areas would pick up the most snow. But for now, it's the north towns. Gasport has taken the lead with a foot of snow being reported. Holly still at 8 inches, while the Buffalo Airport reported just a little bit a while ago, 7.2 inches has fallen there. Notice Youngstown, 7 inches of snow has fallen, and places right around those spots pretty close to that number. Here's a view from Carlton, one of our loyal viewers up in Gasport. He's been giving us those snow reports all day long, along with these wonderful photos. Notice it looks even like more than a foot of snow has fallen in some spots there, but a lot of that could be some blowing and drifting snow, which I'm sure many of you are seeing outdoors right now. And so with the snow and the wind, winter storm warnings are still in effect. If you are seeing a lull in the snow, maybe south of the city of Buffalo right now, like areas like Jamestown, Bradford, over into Wellsville, do not do anything outdoors because the snow is going to continue on throughout the evening and into tomorrow. But once again, the north towns, the hardest hit areas so far, Niagara Falls, Lockport, over into Albion, down into Batavia, some pretty heavy snow continuing to fall. It's these areas that are getting a little bit of a break, at least in some spots. The city of Buffalo still seeing heavy snow. Areas like Springville and Orchard Park going to continue to see that all evening long. So here's what you need to know. Many of you are asking, how much more will we see? Well, tonight it looks like 2 to 5 inches are again possible. Decreased visibility, obviously a huge concern. As we go into the day tomorrow, 1 to 3 inches is likely for western New York. But if you're anywhere east of the Genesee Valley, it looks like that number will be almost double, close to 3 to 6 inches. By tomorrow afternoon into the evening, that widespread snow will wind down. So I'll give you the timing on that in just a few minutes.
Kaylee, thank you. Taking a live look outside at the Thruway, things seem to be going smooth, but you do definitely need to plan some extra time before you head out. While we know the snow plays a big factor in a messy commute, the winds can also cause some trouble. News 4's Callan Gray is tracking those winds for us this afternoon. She joins us now from the Thruway. Callan, what are you seeing out there?
Christy, it is pretty windy out here right now. The snow is blowing around, but earlier, just about an hour ago, when we drove here from North Buffalo, visibility was pretty decent. We didn't have any trouble. The conditions were about the same as they are right now. There was just a little bit of slush on the roads. If you do take a look at the Thruway right now, you can see that traffic is moving. There's just a little bit of slush on the roads right now. Notice that it's mostly smaller vehicles going by. The state did put a tractor trailer ban in effect for the Thruway, I-81, and other major thoroughfares throughout the state. We talked to Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul earlier today, who said that although there isn't a lot of snow on western New York roadways right now, they have to look at the bigger picture and how all of these roadways are connected throughout the state. She said there are more than 150 DOT vehicles out there clearing the snow right now in western New York, as well as about 57 State Thruway Authority vehicles working on snow clearing. We have been tracking the roads all day, and like I said, the Thruway seems pretty clear right now. Kathy Hochul asks that Lieutenant Governor asks that if you are planning on heading out tonight, just stay home because they're anticipating larger crowds, more drivers on the roads with the NCAA tournament in Buffalo in just 2 days. She says they expect more drivers and they want to make sure that the roadways are clear so that the plows can get through and get their work done. We'll have another report in just half an hour on News 4 at 5. Reporting live at the 33 and 90, Callan Gray, News 4.
Kellen, thanks. And let's go ahead and get a check of traffic with Mike McQueen as you head home from work. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Christy. We just did refresh the map, and it looks much like it did this morning with slower than usual traffic on the main roadways. Plus, we have one addition. We have an accident in West Seneca. It's already been tweeted out on our Twitter account because of Union Road in West Seneca being blocked off between East and West Road and Reserve Road. And we understand that section of Union Road in West Seneca, due to that accident, may be closed for quite a while, so you want to stay clear of that area. Travel ban continues for tractor trailers on the New York State Thruway and on the 190 locally as we look at the North Grand Island bridges, barely through the snow there. Thruway Authority did report an incident on the 190 south somewhere around the span, but everything appears to be normal. Fresh burst of snow in Amherst on the 290 near the 990 ramps with reduced visibilities, and those road conditions have deteriorated there a little bit again. That's the way it's going to go this evening. We're seeing some fresh snow on the Kensington as well at Harlem Road. Keep that speed reduced and be safe. Back to you.
Mike, thank you. And as Mike said, if you plan on driving tonight, be sure to be extra careful and give yourself some extra time. Drivers have been dealing with a slushy, messy commute all day. Plows have been working nonstop, but they've had to prioritize their plan of attack. They've tried to tackle the main roads first, so secondary streets and side streets continue to be a mess. People we spoke to today say it's all about watching the other person and knowing your limits behind the wheel.
You gotta know how to drive in it. Some people can't, but I don't know.
If you do venture out tonight, you'll see signs on the roads from the DOT reminding you about the conditions. We're also keeping an eye on flights. Thousands of flights have been canceled because of the winter storm. Right now at Buffalo Niagara International Airport, you can see most of the flights have been canceled across all airlines. It's actually harder to find flights that have left or arrived on time. The storm is having a ripple effect at airports across the country. Be sure to check your flights if you are traveling. And the city of Buffalo is working to make sure the weather doesn't cause too many problems for visitors for the NCAA tournament. Right now, teams from across the country are making their way to Buffalo. Reigning champs Villanova arrived yesterday. West Virginia and Princeton are also here. A news conference was held today at KeyBank Center. Officials say they are ready for the event despite the weather.
We have shown over the years as a community that we're capable of holding this event very successfully. While there may be some problems that are occurring in the other parts of the eastern seaboard especially, and it is pretty bad in other parts of New York State, we expect to be totally ready for this. As you can see, we're open for business. The county's open for business. The city's open for business.
The first round of the tournament starts Thursday at KeyBank Center. More than 300 schools, businesses, and centers are closed today. That includes the University at Buffalo. News 4's Allie Ingersoll is there with a look at the very empty campus.
There's so much room for activities here as the snow is continuing to fall at the University at Buffalo. As you can see, there's really no one around here on campus. It's quite odd. This is coming after the governor has declared a state of emergency, which has shut down this campus and many other universities in our area.
I've been here 5 years. I don't recall in that time being closed before.
I didn't expect that every building is going to be closed.
Deserted dining commons and closed classrooms are unusual scenes around the University at Buffalo, where the entire campus is shut down.
The campus is so lively. You see students everywhere. I mean, you see so many activities happening around. So this is like a complete dead.
It takes a while to run into another person walking around campus on the snow day.
No cars, there's barely any snow, honestly, not a lot of wind yet, so I guess we'll see how it turns out. To me, like, this seems like pretty normal winter Buffalo day.
That's what a lot of Western New Yorkers are saying, seeing the amount of snow falling, calling into question why so many schools have shut down for the day. For some, like UB, Buffalo State, and ECC, that decision came from the top.
This was a mandate that came down from the governor's office.
The governor declaring a state of emergency across the entire state means all non-essential state employees are to stay home, and that includes university staff members.
Would you have canceled classes if you had been able to make this decision on your own?
That's kind of a tough decision. Again, a lot more due diligence goes into the recommendation. Obviously, we didn't exercise that yesterday because it was a gubernatorial mandates.
If it's ever needed, all state universities can decide on their own if they feel that they have to cancel classes. But it's not a decision that the universities take lightly or make easily.
It's really based on what the impact of the event is and how much disruption it can cause and really how safe we want to maintain the campus.
The University at Buffalo officials tell us that they've been in constant contact with the officials in Albany trying to find out if classes will resume tomorrow. As of right now, they haven't heard. Reporting from the University at Buffalo, Ellie Ingersoll, News 4.
Allie, thank you. And remember, you can get the latest forecast in the palm of your hand at any time. Just download our Forewarn weather app. It is hourly forecast you can customize to your neighborhood and our live Forewarn Doppler radar. It is free for your phone or your tablet. Next in News 4 we continue our weather coverage. The Northeast still getting slammed by the snow this afternoon. Who is seeing the worst? Plus a live look at Times Square.